Hey everyone, it's Naomi Sneakus, and here is the Firecracker Department after show. So excited to have this discussion with you. This is when we have chats about our past episodes with my core team members. And we've got AJ Edmonds here, and we've got Deanna Moffat and Emily Churchill. So thanks everybody for joining me. We are talking about Jessica Ellis, who is a film creator, writer, producer, director, and she has just created her first feature called What Lies West. I loved this discussion. I went over to her place, and it's one of these great moments of not knowing anybody and then spending like an hour and a half talking, being like, oh, she's a great woman. Like, what a cool lady. AJ, is there anything from the discussion that really sparked you?
Yeah, lots of things. I mean, it's really cool to listen to someone who's still actively like making stuff every day and writing all the time and in the same hustle that the rest of us are in. And hearing her successes, like it resonates pretty closely because she's a writer, director, started as an actor. Like a lot of us has sort of like put her toes into different waters to see what felt right. And it's great to hear someone just say, I'm putting all my savings in, I believe in myself, and I'm just going to do it because it feels right. And I think she said two really important things that like super resonated. One of them was like, first of all, open heart surgery halfway through.
Right?
Like,
Oh my
Right?
Lord. Yeah.
Holy smokes. When
Like,
she dropped that card, I was like, are you kidding me? It's hard enough making your own feature, let
yeah,
alone playing the card of like, also heart surgery.
but like I like that she was like, I just any once in a while I'd be like, I had heart surgery, and
Yeah.
then people would have to back off.
Yeah.
Which I mean, great part to get to play, unfortunate circumstance. But when she was talking about her recovery and how people kept trying to like pad her away from work, I think I think people in the medical field and people that aren't artists don't completely embrace the fact that our work it's not just work. It's not just like stress and like a to-do list. It's like what fulfills who we are and fills us up and gives us a purpose and a reason to sort of continue going. And so when you get sick, you kind of need your art to find the path back to recovery.
Yeah.
And when you come across people that are telling you to lie in bed and don't get up and like obviously be conscious of taking care of yourself, but there is an element within the artist that like you have to keep moving or else
Yeah.
your purpose feels kind of stagnated.
Yeah. Emily, does that resonate for you?
Oh, heavens, yes. I mean, when she was talking, so not only the heart surgery, but the anxiety that she was talking about, deal with on a daily basis, it's great. But it's so true because I can see that exactly what you're saying, AJ, because I would go drive, get there, right? Get to my job, whether it was an audition, callback, shooting. I would rock it, right? Totally out of my head, couldn't breathe to there. But then when I left, once again, couldn't breathe and had to. And so it's like art kind of gets your mind out of that space of like, oh God, if I'm gonna die or whatever your anxiety is, like it gets you out of that space for a while. So it is actually healthy because sitting here on my butt, like my brain would just
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah. How do you apply it, Deanna? Is that in your world as well? I know in your world you're primarily working as a life coach. How do you navigate that balance?
Well, I mean, I love that conversation as well, in large part because, and I think we can expand it because it's not just people who identify themselves as artists. I think we expand it to people who have passion in their
Yeah.
lives and whatever that is. Because I think that that's the thing that fuels you. And which, as she was talking, there's something called mortality motivation, and that sense of and she talked about like the idea of like I didn't come across this great wisdom right away. I'm in pain.
Yeah.
But there is a sense of that idea of when you touch the idea that death is a real possibility, because I think a lot of us go through life without recognizing that death is imminent for all of us.
Yeah.
And that she touched on it. It was like, I need to get back to do this thing that I love. I need to finish this thing. And that's a great thing to do, to be thinking about, is how do I live a life to completion? And what is it?
Yeah, I think it's also like that normal. I know I've experienced it before, and like when I've gone through various levels of trauma or depression or heartache, and what's your normal? Like I try to get back to my normal, which is which is talking to my community, which is auditioning, which is creating. So as soon as I can get back there, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm healing because I'm not just focused on like the sadness or the pain or whatever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
AJ, what other things that Jessica talked about? Because I know you're in the world of directing and writing, so you must have really gone along for the ride with her discussion.
Oh yeah, she's like just preaching to my brain. I think the other one that really got me was talking about being lazy and the like, needing those weeks where you're just like, sorry, I can't work. I'm just going to watch TV, or I'm just going to consume, or I'm just going to read, or I'm not going to think about my job, because we do work really untraditional hours, and there isn't a schedule. Like every time I try to make a plan with someone, I'm like, this week looks fine, but I could have an audition. I could have a last minute writing room. I could have anything come up that I couldn't possibly know about right now, but I'll do my best.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just have to shut down and have a little more control over your hours. And as someone that's consistently working and consistently sort of on the treadmill of trying to keep up with life and with work, when you stop for a day or a week or a month, it does feel like you're being lazy and you're not accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
And we're never taught growing up the idea of like taking time off, and not just a vacation. Like vacation becomes
But you got to recharge, right?
Yeah.
Like, otherwise we're not like an infinite tank of energy and creative output. I want to know your lazy world, because like my lazy world is like, people are like, oh, Naomi, you work so hard, you're never lazy. I'm like, my lazy world has to be nothing to do with anything that I'm doing. So it's usually like murder mystery stuff, because that's nothing. Although now I'm writing a murder mystery, because now, so that's gone. What's your version of laziness? Because I think you're all very hardworking women too.
Oh, well, mine would be Taco Bell, possibly. Possibly. I know it's bad for me, so it's like I gotta like, ooh. So it'd be Taco Bell, and then it would be, yes, the murder mysteries on Amazon Prime or Netflix. Right now, I'm watching the new Jack Ryan series, season 2.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I do.
Law and
I
order,
veg out.
like pablum to me. Law and order.
Yes.
Because I know there's going to be law, and then I know there's going to be order.
Exactly.
What about you, Deanna? Hardest working.
Oh man.
What do you do when you're lazy?
Yeah, I'm just like everyone else, man. I find that couch and I lay down hard. Hard. And I just like you, I find Netflix. I've watched the entire 10 seasons of Friends, not thinking that I ever watched the whole 10 seasons this summer. So I'll binge. It's interesting. I think I give myself about 24 hours to fully really enjoy it and say I'm all in. And then after about 36 to 48 hours, I start getting a little itchy. Like I can't let myself do this for too long. And it's just kind of step up out of it. Like I don't usually fly out into full mode again, but I'm okay, definitely okay with 24 to 48 hours and then a slow process of coming back out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else from my discussion with Jessica that you're taking away in your pocket?
Over me?
Yeah.
I really loved when she talked about finding she said something that broke my heart just a little bit, and that was when she thought she couldn't go to college as an actress because she wasn't attractive enough.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Come on now.
I know.
But then the other thing that I found, when she said that she didn't think she wanted to be a director at all, it was not the thing that she wanted to do. But I think that is how we find our passion. She found something that she loved doing by actually doing it. And oftentimes we can just stop ourselves from exploring or really trying to find our passions because we think we're not going to enjoy it, or we put that blocks in to say, I'm not going to be good at this. I'm not even going to try it. But I love that she stepped into the role and then found that she really loved doing it.
Yeah. AJ, Emily, any final thoughts?
AJ, you got something, girl?
Oh, I got so much up here, but I've already talked a lot, so it's all you. Go ahead.
Emily, any final thoughts?
I just, because I'm producing our next film, my husband and I, where I'm producing it, so I'm trying to do I am doing all the SAG work and everything, and it was interesting to see her take on going union or not, and like going through that paperwork. So I really thought that part was really interesting, just on a mental like level of like getting down doing the work. So that's what I loved about it, for sure.
Yeah, I just love these women that kind of come into our community, like Sydney, who does our social media and podcast producing. She was like, hey, have you heard this woman, Jessica Ellis? And suddenly I'm sitting in her living room talking to her. And it's just such a great building of our community. It makes me real happy. Speaking of Speaking of building, what are you guys building these days? Emily, what are you working on these days other than your film you're producing? Maybe you can talk a bit about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, well, the film is called Stark Raving Actress. And we're shooting it in January, knock on wood. And so we're in pre-production right now.
Amazing. Deanna, what's going on with you?
Well, I just shot 2 full days of segments for a new streaming service that I'm really excited to launching in January called Dream Life Network. So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I love it.
And also you've got our goal setting workshop, which is exciting.
Goal setting workshop right here with the Firecracker department. It's so awesome. 8 weeks of not only learning, but accountability. And I'm really excited to offer that up.
I'm excited to see. I'm going to take it. I'm ready to set some goals. I mean, I'm good at setting goals, but I got one that is like, why aren't you moving forward on that? So I'm looking forward to chatting with you. How about you, Anna, AJ?
Pocket Film School. It's just my entire life right now. We're a ragtag group of filmmakers stepping outside of our comfort zone, trying to sell a product online. And so I'm creating ads and just trying to learn how to be a salesperson as quickly as possible. But it's been really cool. We've got 10 students that are super engaged. And yeah, we launched exactly a month ago, I think. So off we go.
Well,
congratulations.
That's amazing. And everybody can follow you. You'll see the Twitter signs and handles right under their faces. But if you need to know more about Firecracker Department and all of these fantastic gals, go to firecrackerdepartment.com. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, of course, to get the episodes, and to our newsletter, because our newsletter is like jam-packed full of cool things, workshops that are happening online, like your goal setting workshop, or we have something coming up in Toronto, and we have another one coming up in Los Angeles. So you never know where the workshops are going to pop up in. And come on in, join the community. We'd love to have you at the Firecracker table. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you next time on the After Show.